Hi, my name is Karen Wakoli, the Executive Director of Emerging Leaders Foundation. Emerging Leaders Foundation is an organization that mentors the next generation of African leaders, both young women and young men, especially those who have a passion to serve, passion to make a difference in society, in their own communities down there on the ground. So today has been the culmination of 6 months of mentorship and training and coaching for the young men and women. They've been able to go through different sessions, learning about things such as self-awareness, community service, values, leadership skills, 7 habits of highly effective people, good governance, the Constitution of Kenya, our history, and basically just balancing different aspects of life. So by the time people are graduating from the program, they are actually all-rounded. They've been mentored in every aspect of life, from their own personal lives to how can they be able to impact their society and their communities at large and make a difference in society. It's such a lovely place to be at. We're a family, we have fun, we learn, we enjoy. So yeah, it's a fun place to be at.
I see my life as an unfolding set of opportunities to awaken, and that is to awaken the potential within me. I remember the first day I walked into the YMCA for the first training, and I was a bit afraid. Honestly, I was. And as I sat down, I looked at all the people who are there, and I asked myself, what are these people doing as leaders in their respective fields? I wondered, was I good enough? Was I enough? And I remembered the first session where we all had to share our stories, where we all had to be vulnerable and share those moments that have shaped us. Let us go out there and be encouraged and never give up.
Emerging Leaders Foundation has opened my eyes to see the contribution that I can make in the society. And for this reason, I would like to use the platform that ELF has given me to start an organization that helps empower youths to become more socially and economically empowered. There's an African quote that I love. If you think you are too small to be effective, then you have never been with a mosquito in the dark. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's our time. What will you be remembered for?
People look at my face and they see a very happy, jovial face. And at times, they tell me you're very confident. But behind this face, I can tell you there's a mask that has been there that I had to remove when I started interacting with ELF. That sometimes I was hiding to put a smiling face because then I do not want to associate with this story of a rejection. Feeling that I have the potential, I have the ability, I even have the platform, but I'm not confident to come out and be able to take that role of leading to be able to change lives. And I associate this with the experience of having been brought up in a dysfunctional family. And many of us will bear me witness that that is the starting point. A crisis even in our country is about the experiences in our families. I can tell you ELF has taught me what no education system has taught anyone in this country, and I don't think will never teach anyone in the world.
The thing that made the ELF program interesting is that I did not only learn from the facilitators and mentors, I got to learn from my fellow peers. And so for me, ELF has made me get out of my comfort zones and to realize that leadership is about service to my fellow man. It's not about what I'm getting from it. It's about what I'm giving to others.
The first session I had at ELF, and the first word I had to hear in my first session was about branding. And guess what? Gucci came into my mind. I know most of you know Gucci. So I kept asking myself, why Gucci? And why not any other small brands? And so throughout the session, I came to learn out that Gucci is a unique, competent, and authentic brand. And from that day, I decided Elvis will be an authentic, unique, and self-pronounced brand for himself. And so I took up the initiative, and right now I'm partnering with Siasa Place, one of the organizations I came to learn about at ELF, and we are mentoring a group of youths where I sit in as the general secretary, a group of around 100 youths, and I'm hoping that at the end of the session, when we'll be breaking or leaving each other, the 100 youths are able to impact each at least 100 other youths.
Mine was a story of a child who got it right. In fact, I always got it right, just like I'm getting this speech right now. So I went to a school that some of you, and rightfully so, might believe is the best school in this country. And together with a few friends of mine, we were that club that people needed to consult, when a question was hard. Then we would decide that this question is hard and really above the scope of any high school student. Then we would pass it to the teacher. Then I went to medical school, and a statement that has been doing the rounds in the current political arena, and I'll remind you, that goes like, Vindu vichenjanga, became very, very true. And true, things really changed. So suddenly the go-to person, the all-knowing, maybe ever-present person, was no longer that person. A few months into medical school, I was struggling with anatomy, trying to stay afloat in biochemistry, and I was just making it through physiology. So a number of times in class, I would daze off and think about my horrible life and decide that, oh my God, with every passing day, I seem to be hitting a new low. I'm winding medical school a few months from now. I've not been referred in any subject, including anatomy, and I cannot be so confident than I am right now that I am in the right cause. So what was the problem? The problem is a problem that is ailing our families, ailing our marriages, and I dare say, ailing our country. The fear of losing control, the fear of appearing that you don't know. The truth is that leaders who changed the world were never afraid to say they needed help. They were never afraid to change their ideologies and perceptions as they shaped their struggles and sharpened their vision. Actually, they were not perfect. And the truth is, they didn't need to be. Just like none of us here is perfect, and we really don't need to be that. ELF has validated that for me. The thing about ELF mentors that I really appreciate is not only their dedication, but also the honesty and the authenticity of their stories. They don't try to paint a perfect picture for us, just tell it to us as it is. Now, I don't know what my fellow cohorts are taking home with them, but I can tell you, for me, what I'm taking home is that service and leadership cannot be separated. And that if you're not seated there doing something that will impact on the life of someone next to you, then you haven't started living.
ELF has made me aware of my weaknesses, of my strength. It has pushed me to become a better person, to become the best version of myself. There's a quote that Karen really likes, and she forced me and my bestie called Ruth to memorize it. It's by Marianne Williamson. It says, "Our greatest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our greatest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light more than our darkness that most frightens us." We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, to be gorgeous, to be beautiful, But really, who are you not to be? The world has no place for you to shrink. You need to stand tall. That's one of the things that ELF has taught me. The second thing is leadership. That you don't need a title to lead. That in UON, in my group study, I can lead. That in my church, I can be of influence. That even with my friends, when I hang out and we go for road trips and camps, because I really love adventure, even in those times, I can lead. I can make the right decisions. ELF has taught me, thirdly, image. That people are watching you, how you speak, how you stand, how you eat, how you dress. People are watching. And that's how they're going to judge you.
So ELF has been important. It has been the tipping point of my life. It has transformed me to become who I am. It has taught me that I do not need to be afraid, that I can do great things, that I can dream big, that I can achieve more.
Now that you are finally confirmed, if you ever doubted, you are finally confirmed as leaders. Let me just start by asking you to encourage yourself to keep asking, how strong is your why? Why am I a leader? Why did I choose to do that which I do? You may think that that is an idle question, but I tell you it is not. Because you've got to see and you will experience leadership as a cross. Upon your shoulders, many hopes and dreams will rest. You will see, if you ever have not done so, go back and look at the photos of pictures or pictures or videos of leaders at different moments. How do they look? How do they hold their faces? Because at that moment, they're carrying the cross of leadership. When the applause is done, people will see, look at you, the next move has to be yours. And you have what it takes to move forward from there. And that is inside, and that is answered by how strong your why is. So ask yourself, how strong is your why?
It's a great privilege for me to be here this afternoon. And I want to say congratulations, class of 2017. You have done wonders. I have heard from you, and I am so encouraged. We thank you all who have supported it. Thank you all the facilitators. Thank you, Karen and the team for all that you've done. I am encouraged. I know I will leave here not only younger, but much more proud of my country. Thank you for doing that for me. God bless you.
This time for Africa, Samina, mina, eh, eh, oh, waka, waka, eh, eh, Samina, mina, Samina, Wana, Samina, mina, eh, eh, oh, waka, waka, eh, eh, Samina, mina, Samina, this time for Africa, this time for Africa, Imagine Leaders Foundation, this is your time. Come on.
The graduation was amazing, especially because it was the first time that I delivered a speech in front of people. Yeah, it's been a long time coming, practicing and everything, but I'm glad that finally, yes. And it's been good to see all the speakers come in here, sharing their experiences, and just seeing the rest of the team so happy and so excited to have transformed.
Wow, the graduation was everything. You see, I had expected a low-key event with the normal graduation that we're used to, but this was impactful, this was eye-opening, it had a different touch to it, and especially the speakers, they really challenged us to go out there and exercise what we have learned in real life, because now this is where the challenge begins.
Okay, in the count of 1, 2, 3, take them out! Wapi makofi!
This time for Africa. Thank you very much. Thank you, Asante Sana.